Thank you, Ekim. Thank you for your kind introduction and your thought-provoking remarks, which we all should pay a great deal of attention to. To all of you here, all of ATC and TAIC members and guests, I extend a warm welcome, and thank you for joining us at the 36th Annual Conference on U.S. and Turkey Relations. As Ekim said, this is my fourth annual conference as chairman of the ATC, and I'm delighted to be here with you this morning at this very beautiful site. I hope and I appreciate how unique and important this opportunity is, and I hope each of you do as well. Not only does the conference afford us the chance to spend time with one another again, which is always a good thing, but it also provides us with a very viable platform, a public platform, to highlight and celebrate the enduring bond of friendship and relations between our two countries. Most of you among this esteemed audience have traveled in order to be with us, many from halfway around the world, some from halfway across town here in Washington, but regardless of your efforts, we appreciate your being here and we welcome you. I'm also confident that your participation over the next 2 days will be richly rewarded, just as it has been for the thousands of Turks and Americans that have joined the conference during its more than 3 decades-long history. The theme of this year's conference, Together Towards Tomorrow, Empowering Business Through Partnerships, reflects our commitment to looking ahead. This platform is intended to steer us all towards the bright future that awaits this very special bilateral relationship. It is, of course, wonderful and important to reflect back upon the more than 6 decades of friendship that the U.S. and Turkey share, but that isn't the primary purpose of this conference. As we gather together, leaders from business, government, and the military, we resolve to honor our shared past, but also to deepen our strategic commitment to one another and to focus firmly on the future. Our two great nations are anchored in partnership. We are security partners at NATO and commercial partners in trade and investment that create better living conditions for our citizens in both countries. There is a common adage that I'm sure you're familiar with that tells us that a mother can only be ever as happy as her saddest child. Well, this dynamic is equally applicable to Turkey and the U.S. As regional and global leaders, the United States and Turkey can only ever be as content as their least contented allies. So I won't bore you with a recap of all that's happened in the world since we last convened for this conference, elections, referendums, etc. But I will impress upon you the idea that as leaders in the international community, it falls to us to shoulder our share of the world's burdens. This reality unites us, but it can also create a wedge of discontent if we're not careful. Now more than ever, it is important that we come together to share our triumphs and to celebrate all the things that bind us together. Over the next 2 days, we'll focus your attention on the accompanying challenges and opportunities that result from our bond and our partnership. This year's lineup of topics and speakers is impressive in scope. And while we've maintained some of our traditional areas of focus, such as politics and defense, this year we've made a concerted effort to bring you more content relating to the current investment climate and business relationships. I should also say that on the eve of the in the aftermath of the Turkish president's visit here, and our president being overseas with most of his cabinet, that the number of senior government officials from both sides that can't be here is limited this year, but we very much appreciate the presence of those who can make it with us. But this gives us an opportunity to celebrate the fact that from an economic perspective, both of our nations are among the world's fortunate. Turkey has progressed in leaps and bounds over the past decade, and entering the millennium as a small-sized national economy and emerging today as one of the world's largest and most vibrant. Both the U.S. and Turkey fared the financial crisis of 2008 better than the majority of our transatlantic partners and are for the most part fully recovered a decade later. President Trump is already shaking things up when it comes to trade and investment policy and, well, just about everything else. The United States' withdrawal from TPP and plans to renegotiate NAFTA will undoubtedly impact the bilateral relationship with Turkey significantly in both anticipated and unanticipated ways. So during the course of this conference, we will provide multiple opportunities for deep dives into the trade, investment, and finance prospects for both countries and explore the business climate in Turkey, its broader region, and in the U.S. More than anything else, this 36th annual conference is an opportunity for us to keep pace with one another and evaluate and talk about all that we can do as organizations and businesses and individuals to make the future we're building a better one for future generations. Later this morning, a distinguished panel will discuss the political landscape. I'm confident that they will treat the details of this discussion with the balance and the critical judgment it deserves. After that panel, I'll conduct an interview with Generals McKenzie and Turkinji, focused on the importance of the NATO alliance and strategic cooperation to regional stability in the 21st century. We welcome both generals back from their performance and appearance last year. We hope you'll join us for these discussions this morning, as well as for the entirety of the program as it unfolds over the next 2 days. We do have a packed agenda, and it is my commitment to you that each and every session you will hear the best and the most innovative thinking on these topics that is available anywhere in the world. Once again, on behalf of the Board of Directors of ATC and TAIC, welcome to this 36th Annual Conference on U.S.-Turkey Relations. And it's now my great pleasure and honor to welcome Ömer Cihat Vardan, President of the Foreign Economic and Relations Board, to the podium. Ömer?